What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of No More Kids in Scientology. Well, you guys, in today's episode, we are going to be breaking down what we witnessed, what we observed, what we investigated while attending Judge Charlene Olmedo's court yesterday. We're going to get into it right away. Yesterday in Los Angeles County Superior Court, the ongoing corruption and arrogance surrounding Danny Masterson's appellate defense reached a breaking point. Judge Charlene Olmedo took the crucial step of referring Masterson's appellate attorneys, Cliff Gardner and Eric Molthop, along with their private investigator, Linda Larson, to the California State Bar for their ethically indefensible and legally coercive interactions with jurors. However, it was the courtroom drama spilling into the hallways that revealed just how deeply entrenched their disregard for accountability was. Eric Molthop, attorney Eric Molthop, was overheard right outside of the courtroom, casually telling Cliff Gardner that he was, quote, not concerned about the state bar. Isn't that great, you guys? That these so-called appellate defense attorneys are not pressed, but the state bar referral. It's like, no big deal. Who gives an F? The state bar is going to do jack nothing anyways, apparently. Apparently very, very unconcerned. And here's the receipt, just so that they can be like, oh, well, you have no idea what in the hell you're talking about. This is the Lord of DOA channel. Diddy's lawyer asked about JC live yesterday. So let's hear exactly what Eric Molthop said, you guys, just so you can see it for yourselves.
Woo! Talk about content. Damn. Woo! You gonna see me basking in my...
So pay close attention as he gets close to them. You're going to hear what he said.
Thoughts on the...
I'm not concerned about the state bar. As he's taking off his tie, there he is. I am not concerned about the state bar. Why are they not concerned about the state bar? You guys, why are attorneys not concerned about the state bar? Can anyone really come up with an answer of why this man, who was called out on very, very specific things, very, very specific things, The single comment encapsulates the arrogance and impunity that has defined this entire legal circus. It shows a complete lack of respect for the judiciary process, the survivors, and the legal profession itself. The legal profession has a crisis of credibility. The legal profession has a huge crisis of credibility, starting with all the kids that were coerced into signing bullshit so-called billion-year contracts that made all kids believe that they were consenting to Scientology. And these two appellate attorneys are, laughing it up and, having a jolly old time, feeling very comfortable to share to each other just how unconcerned they are. For Moldhub, facing the consequences of his action is not a worry, but sounds more like an inconvenience, a perception of privilege that underpins his dismissive behavior. Inside the courtroom, Judge Olmedo meticulously laid out the unethical conduct at issue. Meticulously. The inappropriate and coercive questioning of jurors, particularly by Larson, the investigator, that for some reason is being very, very much paid to do all of these dirty tricks. Because this Larson demonstrated a clear violation of California law. Her loaded question, so you refuse to participate? Oh, you refuse to participate? Violated the juror's absolute right to refuse communication as protected under state law. Judge Olmedo emphasized how this coercion undermined not only the jurors' rights, but also the integrity of the entire appellate process. So, this man, not concerned whatsoever, not concerned at all, having a jolly old time, being so unbothered, so unconcerned. The state bar is going to do nothing to us. We're going to have a wonderful, amazing time cashing our checks, not following what they did go to school to study what these rules are, you guys, because the devil is in the details. The devil is in the details of how these attorneys are acting, full knowing. They're not newbie attorneys that have no clue of nothing and are just bamboozling, rambling idiots. They're not that type of attorney. They're attorneys that know and play dumb. And there you go with a crisis of credibility of attorneys in the United States of America that are not afraid of the state bar. Isn't that great? What type of investigations are going on at the state bar that their attorneys are just, laughing it off as they leave the court. Unbothered. Not worried about the state bar. So, which one is it, attorney, that is really unbothered? Eric Malthop. Which one is it that you're just completely unbothered about the state bar because what? You didn't have nothing going on with the type of questioning that took place under your nose, under your investigator, that was saying the wrong things, the diametrically opposed questions that you could have argued your investigator is allowed to make a contact with the jury as long as they went through a procedure of like, you're not required to speak to me. So you're refusing to speak to me. This is not just nothing, you guys. That's what this Eric Moltop tried to make it look like they're in court, that he was playing dumb, that he had no idea what in the hell. And you really do go, how do these people really show up there? So unbothered when they're in the hook. Right? Because that's what the whole lawyer profession supposed to be, a bunch of real professionals. So you have no idea how professional we are at these attorneys. We have a state bar that has licensed us, and they really are investigating if you violate the laws. And this is the face of unbothered right here. You're looking at it right here. The face of unbothered right here by these attorneys. That what type of hookups do you have there, attorney Eric Mulhop, to be so confident that the information the judge relayed to you in court was in our 7th grade education? That's all we have, thanks to Scientology. Things that we got trafficked, things that we got taken out of school, things that we have no shred of a literal clue. But you know what? It did give when we were there. That there was seriousness to what you were being literally confronted on, Eric Mulhop. And you just leave the court, la-di-da, la-di-da-di-da, just playing around. Another great, amazing day to be an attorney in these United States and charge upwards of $900 an hour and have your little buddies, at the state bar, ring, ring, ring. It's me, Eric Mulhop. What's up, you guys? Oh, yeah, yeah, you know how it is. Okay, bye. Nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, goodbye. Sounds great. Oh, let me make sure I cash my next check. Ka-ching. Oh, here's another retainer. Ka-ching. Oh, I just can now bill for another hour. Ka-ching. I just walk and make money. There's no oversight over me. Yay, I can leave the court and be unbothered. Yay, no one's going to do anything to me. Even if I do my job completely wrong, even if I have no oversight over my completely reckless investigator that literally said the complete diametrically opposed question that's supposed to be asked. Inside the courtroom, Judge Olmedo meticulously laid out the unethical conduct at issue, the inappropriate and coercive questioning of jurors, particularly by Larson, demonstrated a clear violation of California law. Her loaded question, so you refused to participate, violated the juror's absolute right not to refuse communication as protected under state law. Judge Olmedo emphasized how this coercion undermined not only the jurors' rights, but also the integrity of the entire appellate process. Yet, as the courtroom addressed these serious concerns, Maltop and Gardner's flippant behavior betrayed their true feelings. They believed themselves untouchable. Maltov's offhand remark outside the court only reinforced our worst fears. That the very people tasked with upholding the law see themselves above it. Not great. Judge Olmedo also clarified that Sean Hawley, Masterson trial attorney, was not the subject of this referral. But, it's giving that they all are coordinating with each other, thereby and therewith. It's giving that Scientology is all over dictating how in the hell to behave. Because that's what Scientology does. Here's your retainer, do what we tell you. Here's your retainer, do what we tell you. Here's your retainer, do what we tell you. Do what we tell you. Oh, but that could get us in trouble with the judge. We don't give an F. Cash your check and do what we say. Use your buddies at the State Bar Association to clear you of whatever the judge says. Just cash a check. Cash a check. That's the state of affairs of this legal people. Top tier appellate lawyers we're talking about. These are not some kakamimi students that have no idea what in the hell they're doing. They know what in the hell they're doing, and that's what they're not pressed. That the State Bar is going to do anything. Isn't that great? No checks and balances. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So let's not lose sight of the bigger picture. Hawley has repeatedly shown herself willing to participate in systems that prioritize the protection of predators over the dignity of survivors. While she may have distanced herself from the appellate team's recent mess, her own outreach to jurors, although legally permissible, raises its own ethical questions, particularly when viewed against the backdrop of this case's history. So you, Sean Hawley, that played it all flippant, that played it all, ha ha ha, laughing it up in the courtroom like everything is so funny. Like, what were you laughing so much about? What's so funny? What's so literal funny to you, Sean Hawley? Because that would have been great to hear what kind of jokes you were all about. Because laughing and ha ha ha, just like, do you not understand where you are, ma'am? The survivors of this case have already overcome extraordinary odds in securing a conviction against Masterson, a man shielded by one of the most powerful and controlling organizations in existence. Shielded. He was shielded from repercussions. He was shielded from seeing his faith in the legal process. He was paying for protection from these people to shield illegal, highly illegal behavior. So if you don't know that fact, Sean Hawley, then how stupid are you? If you didn't study L. Ron Hubbard, Sean Hawley, then how stupid are you? What type of lack of due diligence do you do as a supposed top-tier celebrity attorney? Yeah, all the celebrities come to me. Where's your due diligence on L. Ron Hubbard, Sean Hawley? Where is your due diligence on L. Ron Hubbard? What L1 Hubbard was having his sycophants normalized for the client, your client that did get convicted. And if you're such rubbing shoulders with Scientology, ask Scientology to bring you his PC folders, his ethics folders, his student file. Ask them to bring you that. And see if Scientology didn't already know all the criminal acts that had been committed by your client. The one that you claim didn't do anything, Scientology already knows he did, Sean Hawley. That's the problem with your stupid wanna play dumb here. There's a whole technology Scientology utilizes to ensure that your client got illegally deposed inside of those hotels. But I guess that just goes over your head because you have no idea what an audit is. You have no idea what a tailor-made sec check is. You have no idea what an A to J check is. You have no idea what an ethics handling is. You have no idea what the FPRD process is. You have no idea. How stupid can you literally be? So now the survivors have to watch Masterson's attorneys resort to tactics of intimidation and coercion in a desperate bid to undermine the justice they fought so hard to achieve. This is not just a failure of individual attorneys, but it is a failure of a system, a so-called legal system as a whole to protect survivors and hold predators accountable. What makes this even more infuriating is the hypocrisy of these defense attorneys invoking legal principles while blatantly disregarding them in practice. You should have seen this attorney, Eric, go on and on and on, regurgitating arguments that made no sense. Arguments that you could tell he couldn't even believe himself. That he knew he was just spewing shit, but I mean, now it makes sense, you guys. He's not concerned about any outcome of anything. So must be great to be one of those big appellate lawyers that's got big, lots of, special favor friends that hook them up, because they must be charging a pretty penny. These appellate lawyers. Larson's behavior during jury questioning was not an accident or a misunderstanding. It was a calculated effort to pressure jurors into compliance. And that is Scientology 101, pressure people into compliance. And Molthop's public dismissal of the state bar's referral as inconsequential shows that he, like so many in power, have little fear of consequences for their own unethical behavior. As someone who was in that courtroom, I can tell you that the survivors deserve better than this farce. Their courage and resilience stand in stark contrast to the shameless tactics employed by Masterson's defense. And as someone who grew up in Scientology, an environment where abuse and manipulation were normalized, I know all too well what happens when those in power are allowed to operate without oversight. But the Masterson appellate team did reveal their true colors. And this is not about justice or fairness. It's about maintaining power at any cost. And while Judge Olmedo's referral to the state bar is a step in the right direction, it is not enough. Gardner, Moltop, and Larson must face real consequences for their actions. Not just for the sake of survivors in the case, but for the integrity of the legal system itself. So, State Bar Association, you've already been spoken to. We've already gone to your committees. We've already warned you what in the hell is literally going on. So we will be keeping close tabs. What in the hell really happens to Eric, Miss Unbother, Miss Nothing to Do with Me, Miss I already catch my retainer check, so I don't give a literal F. Because we have to continue and ensure that the courage of survivors is not overshadowed by a corrupt, arrogant behavior of those who seek to silence survivors. And for the legal system, your credibility is on the line. Will you hold these attorneys accountable, or will you just let this blatant disregard for justice go unchecked? Will you continue pretending that underage children can sign contracts? Or will you rein yourself back? That would be great to know. That would be great to finally understand, because yes, it is the legal system whose credibility is on the line. These attorneys that supposedly take some oath, that they're not supposed to lie, that they're supposed to be honest and straight. This is the face of, I don't give an F. I have special status. I have my own privilege. I will go and utilize it as long and as much as I want. I don't give a single F. Look right here. This man who was told in no uncertain terms what he did was wrong and pretended like it all went over his head and he has no idea what anyone is talking about. And you know what? Look at him, not playing dumb when he leaves the courtroom. So it's great to hear. It's great to hear that we are seeing the level of corruption unfold right before our eyes. Because that's what they never get, the accountability. They never get caught in the act. They pretend they're very professional, but you know what? They are not that professional when they just got told in legal terms what they did wrong and leave the courtroom and feel that the law doesn't apply to them. Not great. Oh no, the state bar? They don't care. They don't care about processing attorneys. They don't care about enforcing the law. Everybody there is what? Some sort of, good old boys club is what it's giving. Credibility crisis AF. If these attorneys getting paid this much money are this stupid, opening their mouth in public, stating right outside the court how little they give an F about the state bar. So, There you go. Yep. Thank you, guys. Yep. So there you go, guys. That's in a nutshell what happened yesterday. These attorneys need to get the message that they need to get their shit in place. That if they're going to be signing clients, that they're going to be establishing client-attorney relationships, they better start living up to the expectations of that relationship, because the era of permissive reasonableness, when they get to act outside of the bounds of the law and act like they can be entitled to do that because no one's going to catch them, is over. You've been caught, Eric, saying what the hell you were saying right outside of court. Imagine you being one of the so-called best appellate attorneys that anyone can buy. I would have already fired you by your level of unprofessionalism, discussing your stuff outside. Like literally, you can see right there, right behind criminal court. Just get your tie off and, put the charade away and charge a lot more money. And don't follow the law. Who gives an F? No one gives an F if you are not held accountable. And that's where we're going to make sure that we stay on your ass and ensure that you see the accountability that you are supposed to be getting for violating the law. Imagine kids that have no education, thanks to the client that you represent, have to tell you that. Kids that have not gone So, yeah, we see straight through it. You're not going to get away with it. You're going to get called out. And, it'd be great for you to go tell Judge Almedo how little you give an F about any referral done to the state bar, because it would be great for some reporters to, be asking you, why do you give such little Fs about the state bar? Do they have no power over you? Do they not give an F? Do they have no manpower to do anything? Do attorneys just get a complete free-for-all? Yay, break all the rules. We're the ones that make them anyways. Right, guys? Invent the rules that no one can enforce on us because we're part of this special club that, yeah. How does that work, Eric? That would be great for you to start typing how it works. That would be great for you to start typing why you're so unbothered. Do a 5,000-word essay on how unbothered you are about the state bar coming after you and, inspecting anything, because it seems like none of these attorneys give an F about the state bar. So imagine how pathetic the state bar has to be for them to all just not give an F. Oh, do whatever. State bar's not going to give an F. Everything's great. Everything is wonderful. Cash, is JC a Scientologist? Not that I know of. Thank you, Would You Share? Thank you for the 5 memberships. If you guys got a membership from Share, you should be so happy because this is the right time to get a membership, you guys. We are going to be having a performance tomorrow at 12:12. So it's going to be wonderful. And we really want to thank all of you who are supporting our art, supporting our recovery journey, and supporting our journey of demanding accountability of crooked attorneys saying that they don't give an F about the state bar right outside of court. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.